Hey guys, and welcome to a very special Ice Age 2 video. Oh my gosh, look, it's here! Woohoo! I'm so excited. This is the Rapido trains APT-E with sound, as someone has kindly indicated with a Sharpie in the factory. So, I know that loads of you guys have already received yours and you've done videos on it, which is fantastic, but I've been avoiding them because I didn't want any spoilers. This has literally just arrived. Well, it came yesterday. It was my dad's birthday and I wasn't able to look at it. So I've had to wait until today, okay, to open this and check it out. It's a major thing, isn't it? This is a very exquisite set. It's luxurious. It's a considered purchase, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow. The Advanced Passenger Train Experimental, APT-E. And it's number 580 of 2000. That's nice. That's a nice round OCD friendly number. A product of Britain's Railways. Sorry, a product of British Rail's desire to innovate. The high-speed APT-E project, initiated in 1968 at the Railway Technical Centre of Derby, represented a radical attempt to modernise the nationalised industry, and the result was the APT Experimental train, not otherwise known as the APT-E. The APT has been on display at the locomotion NRM Sheldon since September 2004. That's true, I can confirm that. Here's a photo. There you go, I took that photo myself when I visited locomotion up at NRM Sheldon. For people that aren't in the know, the NRM, the National Railway Museum, is split into two sites. So there's one at York, and then there's one much further up north in the country at Sheldon. And I do recommend visiting both, although it is quite tricky. Well, it's quite tricky to get to York, to be honest, but to get to the other one is just, oh. Anyway, yeah, do go to see them. It is worth the effort. They're fantastic. So, here we have it. Wow, what a box. Okay, let's just get this beast out of the box it came in. Ta-da! Don't you just love editing? Right, so, well, for a start, it's huge. And it weighs a ton. Definitely supported by the NRM, as is pretty evident. The National Collection in miniature. And then what's really cool is as you turn it around to the side, it says Rapido Trains. And they're the company that are behind this. They did the commission, they took all the pre-orders, they developed the tooling. They really are, I just love, I mean, people worry that the world of model railways is shrinking and that it's a declining hobby. It's not. It's not, folks. Honestly, it's never been more popular. It's never been bigger. There are so many companies now churning out stuff like Helgen and Rapido Trains and Dapol. None of this stuff was happening like 10, 20 years ago. It just wasn't. And it is now. It's huge. So don't worry about it. Just keep calm. Carry on. Just enjoy your trains. It's absolutely fine. So basically the same as on the other side, and then if I carefully turn it over, wow, oh my gosh, yes, it does talk about the APT-E, and encouraging you to follow them on Facebook and Twitter as well. 00 gauge, which is important. I even got the opening times for the NRM. So there's a little bit of information there to do with the NRM and its connection to the APT-E. I'm not going to read it because I'm sure you're all dying for me to open the packaging. Right. Okay. Outer sleeve away. I think, yes. Oh my gosh. It just slides right out. Well, it should do. Yep. This is like going to the gym. This is like a workout. Right, wow. Just look at this. Look at this box. How gorgeous is this packaging? This is just beautiful. Honestly, folks, this is absolutely beautiful. And I love the technical diagrams, aren't they? The technical illustrations. I love how they've put that on the packaging. Just look. So is that what we're getting then? So we're basically getting two sort of power cars with two sort of coaches in the middle. That is, oh gosh, that's phenomenal. I hope we do get something like that. I'm sure we do. Pack contains, I should have read this a second ago, 2 power cars, each with a 5-pole skew-round motor, 2 trailer cars with articulated swinging arm trailer, 3D scanned exterior for accurate body contours, operating tilt mechanism and close coupling system, will operate smoothly on second radius. You've got to be joking. Yes, I shall use third radius as a minimum. Full interior detail, including illuminated test instrumentation. You are kidding me. Working headlamps, tail lamps, and interior lighting. Conventional DC or factory fitted with ESU DCC sound. That's the one we've got. Wow, it's nice. It's an ESU chip as well. They make very good sounds. Accurate sounds recorded from archival footage. Smooth running mechanism with dual motors and flywheels, designed for drop-in conversion to P4 and EM wheel sets. I'm not terribly sure. I think that's something to do with basically. Is that something to do with scale? Is it like a? Oh, I'll have to look it up. I think it's like a very, very realistic something that you can do, because I've seen EM scale before. Lavishly illustrated commemorative book, limited edition, produced strictly to order. Wow. Okay, it sounds good. It looks good. I don't think there's anything else to open. There is something else to read. There's a lot of reading with this set. I think is that just on the APT-E? Yes, I think so. Again, I'm not going to read that for you folks, because you're here to see the model, I'm sure. So I shall leave that to you if you want to check it out yourself. You can probably freeze the frame actually and read all of that. Right. Okay, let's take the lid off then. Here we go. I don't think there's any... Is there any tape? No, I don't think there's any tape holding it on. I don't know. I've never opened this before. Maybe there is, maybe there is something. No, I don't think so. Oh gosh, it's just yeah, there we go. Ah, there we go. It's coming. It's going. Yep, I can feel it. Oh, 3. Oh, whew, right. Wow. Oh my gosh, where do I put everything? It's so big. Wow. Okay, so we get a really, really nice high quality foam insert. There's this. What is this? What is this? What have you included? British Rail APT-E. Read this first. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. Nice reference to Monopoly there. Gosh, the smell. Oh, everything smells so nice. So this is basically your manual. Isn't this the poshest manual you have ever seen? I mean, look at this. Hornby, Batman. I know it's all about trying to keep costs low, but look how beautiful this is. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like a... I mean, I'm half expecting to get an email once it's time for a service. And I get flown over to Canada for free. And I get made coffee whilst they have a look at it for me. Yeah? Do you get all that, Rapido? No, I'm just joking. Oh, look. Look at the artwork. That's just beautiful. I think there is a little bit of gumph, yep, a little bit of goo still stuck on the paper from printing. It's that new, and it smells divine, honestly. Look at that, it's like something from, it's so futuristic, isn't it? It's so space age. It's unbelievable to think that this is actually, that design is actually 40 years old, maybe more. That is incredible. So, yeah, these are the people that have taken part, contributed to this book. So basically this is all on the APT-E, which is a beautiful thing to do. I mean, just look at this. Gosh, the entire history from the concept right through to the development of it, and then the testing, and to think the computers they were using at the time, they had less memory than your washing machine. I'm not joking. Like 4K or something, if that. And the average washing machine has several meg just to store the programs. Absolutely unbelievable. That is going to make for some very interesting reading, folks. I'm really looking forward to that. So, oh wow, we get technical illustrations of each unit as well. So APT-E PC2, APT-E TC2, TC1, and then PC1. Oh my gosh, that really is quite special. So if I put those to one side as well, what we've got under here, there it is. Look at that. Oh wow, the quality it does look, it just looks beautiful. Oh gosh, I need a drink. Hey peeps, and I'm back, and yes, I've got an injury. I've sustained an injury. As many of you probably will have seen on social media, I was out yesterday with Lisa, and I somehow managed to cut my finger open. I don't know how. These things just happen, and then just blood everywhere, and you think you're dying. But no, it's fine. Look, I'm going to be okay. He's smiling, he's laughing. I should be fine. But anyway, don't worry. I've not leaked blood all over this really fancy, very expensive, very special stuff. So I'm just quickly going to talk to you about the manual. It needs to be done. Anyone that owns this set will understand why. It's unlike any manual you'll have ever read before. The little bit of a clue is on the front of the manual. Basically, it's very tongue-in-cheek. These guys at Rapido, I would love to get in touch with them. They've got a great sense of humour by the sounds of it. They do recommend that you read the manual, the entire manual, before you even start to open your APT-E, and I definitely agree. It takes about 45 minutes to read the entire manual, maybe an hour if you're a little bit of a slow reader, but it is well worth that time because it could save you from damaging any part of your model. They even talk about the weather in Canada and how basically they're always under 6 feet of snow or something. They talk about how because they're in Canada, returning the model isn't really an option, so bear that in mind. But they've got a team of people happy to help out at just the other end of an email, and they've even got a guy called Charlie who they've enlisted to help out, and he lives in the UK, so he will help you out with your model if you need it. What's really cool is they talk about the nose of the APT-E, and basically how it's so big, they even call it a schnoz, that they recommend you very carefully test your layout first, that you check your layout to make sure that there are no parts of the layout that would collide with the nose, basically the linings of the mouths of tunnels or platform edges and stuff like that. I don't know if you can hear the rain. The guys at Rapido might be used to snow, but here in the UK we're definitely used to rain. I'm going to press on. I hope you can't hear it. I'm not going to give up. So yeah, something else they talk about is checking for loose parts. So everything does come nicely packaged, as you can see here, but they do mention that some little bits might break off, so they ask you to check for those. They even talk about the order in which to put everything onto the track, and that is very important because on the next page they include a diagram of exactly how the parts go together, basically how the units sort of share these bogies, and there's even a DCC, well, not a socket, but basically a pin connector that runs the DCC signals and the lighting and the power and everything from unit to unit to unit. So it's obviously very important that you do that and that you do it right. They do warn against using too much pressure. They don't want you to snap or break anything. You've got to be delicate. They say that it is a knack. It's truly a knack. But once you've got the knack, you can do it in seconds. We'll see. The rain is starting to pick up quite heavy. But I'm going to continue. Oh, I hate Mother Nature. What else? So yeah, assembly guide and diagrams. Then they talk about running in. They talk about running in the model. They talk about, I'm glancing at my notes over here as well. So yeah, they talk about running it in on a nice loop of track. So perfect. I've got a perfect loop of track here for running the model in. So basically an hour or two in each direction should be more than enough to get all the lubricant around all the parts and to allow the gears and teeth to bed in nicely. So that's really cool. They also talk about advising against the opening of the body of the train. They don't recommend that you open, that you take off the body. leaving the chassis bare. They don't recommend you do that because it's so fiddly, and if you do that, parts could fling off and fly all over the place. And they very, very jokingly talk about using some transporter up in space to beam the parts away. And I totally see what they're saying. I totally agree. How many times have you been doing something on a model train and something has pinged off, and it doesn't matter how hard you look, you can't find it again. So yeah, it's really, really nice of them to talk about that and to be so candid and to be so honest. The rain is really getting heavy now. I might have to pause and wait a moment. Okay, I'm back. Honestly, it's not even been 45 seconds and the rain has stopped again. Oh, this is so annoying. And I've even just heard a cow. Honestly, I don't know if one of the neighbours have got a new pet, but I'm just going to carry on. This is just typical. I'm carrying on. I'm not giving up. Right, so yeah, they talk about not opening up the body because they just don't recommend it. Really don't do it unless you absolutely have to. Now, what was really interesting is that they talk about the directional lights and even the computer lights in one of the units, because basically one of the units has got like all the little blinking computers in, very, very 60s and 70s. And those lights should operate even in DC mode. How amazing is that? So you can put it on in DC mode with a DC controller and those lights will work. That's quite amazing. Directional lights, even the computer lights I've just talked to you about, it is DCC, it's 21 pin. There's even sound in DC mode apparently. It does talk about if you run it in DC and you have a sound fitted model, you will get sound, but obviously your control over that sound is extremely limited. So again, something to bear in mind. I shall be running it in DCC using Hornby's E-Link DCC control system, so we should have access to all of the sounds, and I have, with the help of Craig, prepared all of that in the background ready for you. And then what's really cool is that they mention fellow YouTuber, and this guy's definitely worth a mention. He's way better than I am. He is called Legoman Biffo. He's got a fantastic YouTube channel. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Please do go check him out. His real name is Ian Bishop, and this guy, you know, he's even got his name in the manual. How cool is that? What a guy. He has helped these people at Rapido to basically get the sounds for the APT-E spot on, and he really is like the sound guy to go to. It doesn't matter what train you want to run, he is the guy to go to, so that's really, really cool. They do admit that basically they've had to do their best regarding the sounds because, you know, it's not easy, I suppose, to get hold of some of them anymore. So basically some of the sounds are from real recordings. Some of the sounds are just common component sounds, some of them are generic sounds, and then some they've had to completely synthesize because they just couldn't get hold of them any other way. And it's good that they've been honest about that. You know, they've held up their hand and said, hey, we've done the best we can, we've worked with what we can work with, this is the best it can be, and that's really, really cool. They talk about the order in which to get the sound starting up, and they even allow for people that are really nitpickers, you know, really serious about it. So they talk about how basically the very first thing you should do is to power up the diesel engines, and then the turbines. And there's actually 10 turbines. So there's 4 turbines for traction in each end, and then there's an extra turbine in each end for auxiliary power and stuff like that. So wow. And they talk about that, they talk about the pumps and activating the pumps. Gosh, yes, they even mention like all the other sounds that the model can do, such as the different horns, door slam, manually operated metal steps, the air purge sound, the brakes, which is basically press F5 and then the brakes will be automatic, so every time the train decelerates, you'll hear that braking system kick in, which is supposed to be, again, prototypical, very, very realistic. Flange squeal. They even talk about how they worked with the guy, Kit, basically, is it, oh gosh, they did mention his actual name, I can't remember where it was. It'll be in the acknowledgements at the back. Yeah, he says, but actually I can't see him there. Oh yeah, there we go. Especially, yeah, okay, Kit Spackman. Special thanks to Kit Spatman, our own Mr. Tilt. Without Kit's enthusiasm, dedication and generosity, this project would never have come to fruition, nor would it have been remotely accurate. So basically this guy actually had a part to play in the actual real APT-E. So he really is the guy to go to. And this guy talked about how the flange squeal wasn't a problem. He says because the wheel sets were designed from the outset to self-steer, and they did that with commendable accuracy, the flanges hardly ever squealed. Maybe only over badly laid, maintained track, or in a yard, we'd get to hear the odd squeal. But normally, that part of the train ran very smoothly. So there's no flange squeal, folks. No flange squeal at all, which is fine. You know, I'm fine with that. I can live with that. It's okay. So it's a very, honestly, it's so accurate. It's so realistic. They have ticked all the boxes. They have made sure that they have pleased as many people as possible, and that is really amazing. So there we go, the APT-E. I've read the manual. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and I definitely recommend it. So, right, it's time to open the actual units. Right, so 4 units, 2 ends, and then 2 cars in the centre, and they share bogies because that's the style. I'm gonna get out PC1 first. Right, so there we go. Oh, also, just quickly before I continue, I should point out my only criticism so far, the manual and even the book, they have curved, but I think basically they've just been packaged somewhere very, very dry, and they're not used to moisture. And they're in Britain, so get used to moisture. That's it, that's a tiny, tiny criticism. It really is nothing. Right, so I'm just going to put the box out of shot ever so slightly, and then have a look at one of these units. So this is PC1. This is the actual first, this is the first unit. Wow, look at that. So there it says PC1. You can see the shared bogie, and this piece of plastic here, this is what they call the pancake. So basically this slides between the cars, this unit and the next unit, and then that allows the units to tilt and to turn properly, even on second radius curves, which you've got to agree is very, very impressive stuff. So I'm just going to slide this sleeve off ever so gently. The sun has come out now. Oh gosh, it's April in the UK, which means the weather does absolutely everything, all in one day. All seasons in one day. I think it's a song I probably just ruined. So, these are the little covers that go over the connections between the cars once you've got them all connected together. They do recommend, once it's on the track, try to leave it on the track if you can. Don't keep disassembling it and taking it off again. In fact, they even recommend building a 4-foot long cassette that you can roll the entire train onto, like the Pico loco lift, basically, and then lifting the entire train up in one go. Don't try to do that with your hands. They definitely advise against that. But if you can build an actual dedicated device for lifting it off in one go, if you have to, do it that way. So yes, a little polythene bag of the connectors. There should be some other stuff as well, but oh yeah, I can see it inside. So let's just take off the polystyrene really carefully. Right, oh I see. Wow, okay. So yes, there's quite a few parts here, aren't there? Oh, they did mention this actually. So yeah, they have included quite a few spares. So you can see here that there's like some bits of braking cable and vacuum tubing kind of stuff. It's not technically that, I'm not too sure what all of it is, to be honest. But they have included plenty of spares, and it even looks like they've included spare connectors and spare plugs and DCC stuff, just in case any of it gets damaged or you damage any of it by, you know, trying to assemble the train. And that is really good. Basically, I don't think these need fitting in order to make it look realistic. They've done all that for you, but this is the bag of spares should you need them. I hope I've got that right. I think I've got that right. If I haven't got that right, you'll all tell me. Okay, so wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, folks, it's so beautiful. Oh, it is just so beautiful. Right, I'm going to carefully lift up that end, and then, oh my gosh, whoa, it's heavy. Wow, that is really heavy. Okay, I'm gonna get even bigger biceps. Oh, they've taped it up. Oh, they've taped it up. They've taped it up. Right. Okay, I've got to do this properly, folks. Right, time to go get some scissors. Okay, there we go. Basically, I just carefully laid it in my lap and then really gently snipped there and then snipped at the back as well. So the tape is cut and this polythene sheet should fall away. There we go. So there's the actual unit. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Wow. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is beautiful. Just look at this. I've never opened anything like this in my life. And oh my gosh, those fins on the roof. I don't know if that's the technical term. I'm pretty sure it's not. But they are just like the real thing. This is beautiful. Now, the manual, the instructions did talk about how one unit should have 2 wipers and then the other unit should have 1. So we'll check that out when we get to the other unit. But I'm guessing this is the unit with 2 wipers. So those are the lights. They should all work as well. I'm looking forward to seeing that. There is cab lighting, but that's DCC only. So again, we should be able to see it. But if you were running it in DC, then you'd probably struggle. Oh gosh, you can see the nose there. There's quite a pronounced gap actually between the nose and the unit. But I guess that's just part of the assembly, part of the construction methods. So this is the shared bogie. This is the really fancy bogie with the pancake. So this is the unit that slides into the other unit. And you can see there, that's the DCC one. I keep calling it DCC, but basically that's the electrical connection between the units. So I've got to do that very, very carefully, obviously. It looks pretty spot on to me, guys. Look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, and look at that logo. There's a reason I modelled my own logo after their logo. It's just iconic, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's a work of art. The double arrow. APT-E, Advanced Passenger Train Experimental. Doors. The doors do not open. We have got the little warning symbols about the electric. Oh, look. You know I like my rivets. There's rivets everywhere. Oh gosh, and this is the I guess this is like the little footstep well. So these are the footsteps that would lower, and they've even included the sounds for those. But sadly, the actual footsteps don't lower. Maybe they'll work on that for the next model. I'm joking. Honestly, it's beautiful, and it's really heavy. Basically, all of the weight is in this end here, so it just wants to do that all the time. But obviously that's a really good sign. Basically it's got a very good motor in there, a very good flywheel, and it feels like there's extra weight as well, extra ballast, just to make sure that it gives you some good traction. Now you can see there that it's made in conjunction with locomotion, part of the NRM, and it's by Rapido trains. But these ominous looking holes on the base, they must be because of the sound. Maybe that's where the speaker is located. I'm guessing that's probably the case, but we will see when we look at the other units as well. So that's PC1, is it? I think, yeah, PC1. So that's the first car, that's the front of the train. So I'm just going to put that carefully to one side, but leave it in shot for you whilst I get the next unit. Okay, so this is the next unit. This is TC1, and again it's all this shared bogie stuff. So I'm just going to carefully that slide off the sleeve, remove the polystyrene sheets. There we go. Like thus. Right, so if I carefully lift up that end, and then carefully lift up this end, it's okay, it's fine, it's only a bit of plastic. Put the packaging to one side. Again, just like with the other unit, this has been taped up, so I'm just going to carefully, well, I'll show you how I did it basically. I just really carefully inserted the scissors in that gap, and then just made a few little cuts. Nearly. I'm not even tearing the plastic on this. It's so delicate and it's so special. So again, same thing here, but I'll do this off shot because it's quite tight. Okay, there we go. Polythene removed. Wow, look at the detail inside. Oh my gosh, you can see the chairs and everything, all the seats. Look at that. Look at those. And then there's like even instrumentation panels and equipment. Look. Oh, this is beautiful. Apart from the spring there. I'm guessing that spring is definitely something to do with the connection to the bogie, the shared bogie. But you know, we can give them that. We can allow them that. That's fine. Beautiful feel to this model, folks. Absolutely beautiful. It feels really quality. You can feel all of the raised little dimples and raised dimples. That's technically impossible. Will you can feel the well, there are dimples. There are like depressions in the surface where you've got little vents. But then, of course, you can feel all of the rivets as well, and they're raised. So it really is such an experience to feel this train. Never mind run it. So we've got a very fancy connection here. Just look at that cabling for a start. Those are all the pins that locate in the other end we've just seen, and they do ask you to be careful to make sure that you don't bend any of those pins. If you feel any sort of resistance, stop, because you're probably doing it wrong. And then you can even see the gap here that the pancake slides into, that brown piece. The unit itself, it's flawless, absolutely beautiful. Honestly, it is just so smart. So again, this is the other end of the unit. Again, you can see the pancake, you can see the connector, you can see how that connector has to move, you can see how the pancake has to move. How they did this, I do not know. It must have been, well, they say it took a year or two, I think, to actually research all of this. And yeah, time well spent, I think. Very impressive. The windows are beautiful, absolutely beautiful, crystal clear. And to see those seats inside, even with the little headrests, the little cloths that go behind your head, oh, beautiful. What a touch. Really nice. So I'm going to very carefully put that down next to its other unit and then open the next one. Okay, the sun's come out again and just in time for me to reveal TC2, the third car in this train. Wow, no wheels at all. Well, I guess that's what happens when you share bogies. So that does look a little bit odd. I'm even glancing around just in case one's fallen off. But no, there's no wheels with this, no bogie, nothing. But again, you've still got the pins at one end and then pins at the other end. So that's where the pancake goes, that's where the pancake goes. Not a real pancake, that's making me hungry. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm thinking, why are the windows blocked out? Ah, the instrumentation, the computers. Look. Oh my gosh, it's even like proper, 70s, 60s, 70s computers. It's like the kind of stuff you see on Thunderbirds or something. Just basically banks and banks of blinking lights and massive reel-to-reel tapes and things like that. It's just phenomenal. To think that the smartphone you've probably got in your hand or to your side, or you're even watching this on, has more power than the entire of this. That's just incredible, isn't it? But wow, such detail. Oh, look, there's even like a single seat there on its own. Is that like the guy that's in charge of everything? I don't know. I really don't know. No, there's loads more seats there at the back for like all the various engineers and technicians. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, the quality, it's just flawless. I can't fault it at all. From the paint and livery application to the little bits of writing, to the clarity of the windows, the detail inside, how it feels really firm and strong. It's structurally sound. And even though there's no motor in this, and there's not even any wheels, no bogies, it's still got a fair bit of weight to it. It's just quality. I mean, it should be for the money, obviously, because it's quite expensive, but it's just like the Blue Pullman, folks. It is just brimming with quality. It just exudes it. TC2. Wow. Okay, how do I put this down? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a sheet of that polystyrene and then carefully lay it on its side. Like that. There we go. Right, last car. Okay, once again I laid it in my lap and then really, really carefully just snip those little bits of sellotape with the scissors. And there we have it. This is PC2. This is the second unit. The second power car, so basically the fourth unit, PC2. The bogie is just, it's crazy. It's like unlike anything I've ever seen before. I have never seen a bogie with so much play in it, but I guess that's needed, not only for the turning of the tracks, the radiuses, but also because of the tilting. So that is phenomenal. Also, what's interesting to point out is that the windows are in the center units. These end units don't have any windows, so it must just all be gas turbine engine. It must all be mechanical workings and stuff. You know, no room for people here. So again, a bogie that's definitely that definitely seems like it's powered to me. The bogies look intact. None of the pieces seem to be missing. It looks pristine to me. And just a single wiper. Spot on. They said that's how it should be. One unit has 2 wipers, the other unit has 1 wiper. They weren't lying. Again, there's definitely a pronounced gap between the nose and the rest of the unit, but it feels okay. And maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe that is prototypical, or maybe that was just unavoidable in terms of construction and design. I don't know, but it's nothing to worry about. The unit overall looks absolutely flawless. It looks perfect. That colour, I mean, just the way the stripe runs beautifully down the entire length of the body and then wraps up around the top and then shoots down the other side. And you've got that beautiful full yellow end. Look at that. Excuse my poorly finger, but look at how... I've never seen anything like this on the camcorder screen before. It's just beautiful. So, those are all the units. They are immaculate, folks. They're beautiful. The livery application, the detail, the weight, the bogies, especially the interiors. Absolutely 5-star quality. Okay, time to put them on the track. Okay, so after watching that little act, you can see that the unit is now on the track, it's on the outer loop, but it was not easy, it was quite fiddly. This unit went together okay, and then this connection went together okay, but the centre one was really, really fiddly, and what makes it worse is that it looks like it's not properly connected, even though we think it is connected. Both me and Craig have been here on hand to literally use our hands in getting it on the track. And I think we've done it. But just in case, I'm leaving this little cover off. But this should go here. This obviously should close up the gap between the centre units, TC1 and TC2, but I'm going to leave it off just in case it's not properly connected. We should be able to find out whether it's connected or not once the unit powers up, so we're going to do that now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Power on.
So it seems to auto switch the lights on and auto play the sound of the
what?
The diesel auxiliary motor kicking in or something, or the electrics kicking in.
I've no idea. I don't know what that sounds like. I mean, it's silly, but it sounds like a pantograph touching the lines. But it doesn't have one. It's a gas turbine. So I'm not too sure. Maybe that is a little feature that they've included.
It's certainly unusual.
Cab lighting on. Cab lighting off.
Okay.
I have made notes on this. Basically, you need to press function 1, then function 10 and 11, and repeat as often as required to start up all of the gas turbines.
Okay.
Now, what do we do here, folks? If I go through running all of them, I'll get criticised for wasting time. And if I don't run all of them, I'll get criticised for not being prototypical. So I can't win.
Well, I think we've got to, at the very least, do all 3 once.
Yeah.
So power up 3 of the gas turbines rather than 5 to hear the 3 different sounds.
Okay. So function 1 first then. I thought this was a train, not a Boeing 737.
Okay. And turbine 2.
Okay. Turbine 2. I heard it. Yeah. It's there, you can hear the whine. Yeah, turbine 3. Right, can you still hear me? Okay, I think the connection is working properly anyway, so I'm going to put that cover into position. Okay, let's give it. Right, go. Sounds. Okay. If we can have a little test of the sounds, a little rundown of them all. So, gas turbines are on. If you press F2, we should hear a 2-tone horn. I don't know, that just sounded 70s to me. Right, F3 is a low-pitched horn. Okay, F4 is a high-pitched horn. Wow. Okay, F5 is the hydrokinetic braking system. Apparently once you activate that it will be automatic.
Yeah, so we won't hear anything at the moment.
No, but have you activated it?
Yes.
Now you have, okay. F6 is the door slams. To the point. F7 is the Dale diesel. Right. So,
prototypically, we should have switched that on.
right at the very start. Yes, I thought so too. So already we've messed up already. Well done. So yeah, that diesel should have been going from the start.
Because that provides the electrical power.
Yes. Although, no, actually, we're okay. We're okay. If you read on in the manual, it does talk about how, I hope people can hear all this, it does talk about how, actually, it would run from plugged-in systems. It would be wired in.
Yeah. In its early days, it was powered up from a mains connection.
Yeah, the diesel wasn't always used. So, we're okay. Right, F8 is a random air purge. And then F14 is the tilt pump. F12 is open cab stops. Right. Okay. I think we're ready to move off. I'm just going to check all points. And take it away. Give it some juice. Okay, where do I begin? What to say? Well, for start off, is there a shutdown sequence? There is. Absolutely incredible. What to say, folks? Oh gosh, look at that. Complete silence now. Everything's shut down, but the lights are still operational. Can you just kill the cab lights for me, Craig? There we go. And put them on again? Yeah, completely responsive. Beautiful. What a train. I'm impressed. Are you impressed?
Very. Very impressed.
Honestly, folks, it's gorgeous. The sounds, the smoothness of operation. You saw that footage then of it running around the layouts. Just this simple loop. It's mesmerizing. It really is. You're just in awe as you watch it, and as you watch it go around your layout. Wow.
This train terminates here. Please ensure that you take all your belongings with you when you leave the train. Thank you for travelling with us today.